Hello, this is Patrick from XPression. I'd like to show you the new tool for setting a default text tool in the XPression Maps HTML5 plugin for the XPression Maps workflow. So for this particular session, I'm going to come back to the XPression Maps designer tool, which a lot of people in the newsroom don't usually see. What you can see here is I've got the map of Europe here, and I'm looking at Italy, and I've done a search here for Rome, and you can see when I search for Rome I get a whole bunch of choices here. I'm going to choose this one here. I'm going to right click, and one of the choices for a designer is add name to map. Now here's the magic trick. This is the way that puts it properly in the location. You can see there's this little pointer that comes off the bottom. That's the axis. That's where that gets located, and you can see that there's a choice that was set. The way that's done, I'm going to take that off my map here for a second. They have a drawing toolbox just like the newsroom does, and they have a bunch of choices they can work with here, because this is where they basically class things. In class meaning sort. So here's all their text labels. So if I come over here, for example, and I click call out marker, I right click on it and I choose set as default text. Now when I come back over to the search results and I right click and I add name to map, that's the particular font or text label that will appear when they choose to add that in. So with that said, I'm going to take that off. Let's go over to the newsroom and see how it works over there. Okay, so I'm in my newsroom system now, and you can see I've got the XPression ActiveX plugin open. I'm going to go to my Open MAM tool, and I'm going to launch my Maps plugin. And you can see that open here. I got a little prompt bar. I'm going to make that go away. I'm going to log into my Maps tool. I'm going to choose a map style, and I'm going to search for Florida. Okay, you can see that I've got maps here, and you'll notice that I have Florida identified. And you can see that I've got labels on here. We'll ignore all the rest of these things for a minute. And the way the map system works in the HTML5 plugin, if I've got a result here, and if I see this plus sign, if I click on it, whatever it is that I'm adding, so for example, if I want to highlight the state of Florida, I click on the plus sign, and that adds the highlight at the right zoom levels, obviously. So you can see that's now indicated. But let's say, for example, I'm going to go and search for Cocoa Beach, Florida, and I find it. Okay, and there it is. I want to add a label. So the way that I added the state shape, I want to add the result. I want to put a label on it. The first time I click on it, I'm prompted to select the default drawing before adding. So what they're telling me to do is come in here, and I'm going to find one of my text labels, and I want this one to be the right label, but it doesn't know what to do with it yet. So what I do, if you notice here, there's what we call a hamburger stack, which is 3 dots. If I go up to it, you'll see a menu pop up that says set default. So if I click that, just like I have in Maps, that's now set as my default. So when I click on the plus symbol, now it puts my Cocoa Beach label on. And this gets set up for the user on the local computer that they're working on. This is part of browser cache at this point, and we'll make some changes to this as we go forward. But this lets me set that default. Let's say I have the Cocoa Beach text label the way I want it, but maybe that's not the label that I want to use. And this could be because I'm doing a state capital or something else. Maybe I want to have it be this black and white version instead. Well, if I've got my search dialog open still, if I click on the other text label drawing tool and I drag it to where the plus sign is, it will add that information to my map using the details, and it will put it in the same place. So that map had a pointer, so it was stretched out, but that's the way I could do it, and this is the way that I can even change it. This is how I use something other than the default style that I've selected. So this is the new way to do text labels and default labels, and also change from the default labels inside of XPression Maps in the HTML5 client.